Hello, good morning, Adi sir. Yes, Yuvraj, are you there? Yuvraj? Good morning, participant. Thank you very much for joining. We'll be starting uh, dot on time. We are waiting for a resource person to join. Yes, good morning, Kavita madam. Welcome.
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, Yuvraj, you are audible.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, Kavita madam, are you there?
Seconds.
Good morning, Kalpesh sir and
Yes, good morning,
Hardik
madam.
sir.
Thank you. Yes, thank you very much for joining. So nice logo, madam. First time we are seeing logo. It's good.
Thank you so much. I have published this logo last month only, in the month of February. Yeah.
Okay, no, thank you.
Good morning, Hardik sir. Are you there?
Yes,
Good
Hardik
morning,
sir.
madam. Welcome.
Uh, Hello, sir.
Good morning, madam. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Very great initiative. I have joined that inaugural session late evening when I was in like Chhattisgarh. Actually, I managed somehow, and I was actually like surprised ki really great initiative you guys
Thank you, ma'am.
have
Thank you.
taken. Yeah, so much appreciated by the ministry,
Yes. Thank you, madam.
Shreya
We are
madam and all.
waiting for participants to join. I think it's
Yes,
Sunday
sir.
time, so they will take the time. But by the time, we'll introduce you and you can take the session forward.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Ma'am,
sir.
you just check. I have made you presenter. Are you able to share your screen? I just
Yeah,
can check.
let me do the same. Share. Is this visible? The
Yes, yes,
slides?
very much.
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
Okay. Shall I make it in presentation form? This will look a little
Yes,
larger
no, please
than
keep
before.
changing change the slide when it's moving.
Yeah, it is. I know the issue right there.
Yeah,
If we are presentation mode, we won't be able to move the slides. Yeah, that is the
sometimes it
problem.
happens. Yeah.
Yeah, it happens. I know. So I'll keep in that otherwise normal wala mode wherein अच्छा no. Okay, I can do this much and I can increase the size maybe and now it is moving. Okay. Now it is moving, sir. I
We
made
are not able to
such.
see him.
You are not able to see.
No, no, no.
Oh God, I see.
Yes, Yuvraj, you are able to see PPT?
No, sir.
Okay, no.
Okay. Now, is this visible now?
It's coming, yeah.
The
It is visible.
Yeah, this is the first one. Yeah, first slide.
okay, not moving. This. Acha. Okay, I'll move from here.
Yeah, it's fine. Looks fine, yeah. Second,
I can move from scroll the side scroller.
yeah, it's
I will-
okay.
I'll
Yes.
I will scroll down. Page up, page down is not possible, but then I can scroll down so that.
Yeah, no problem. Yes. We start in
Okay.
2 minutes. Yes, so sure.
Yes, sir. Not an issue. Yeah. This is 9th session, no, sir? Or
Yes, it's 9th, yes.
9th session.
So we started on first. So
First.
9th, and then again my session is also pending. So because we got some couple of extra session, so
Right.
maybe I will planning. So it's going so 1 to 15. So maybe I will planning in between my session on RTI.
Yes, sir. We'll try to join
Tomorrow
for
we
sure.
have arbitration mediation, so and then consumer protection in this
Protection.
particular module. So we'll be introducing and then arbitration mediation tomorrow, and day after tomorrow consumer.
Okay.
Yes.
May I start the session, ma'am?
Yes, you may
Yeah.
start.
Good morning, everyone. I am Yuvraj Singh, a first-year law student at IILM University. As a moderator, I welcome you all to the 9th day of the 5th edition short-term course on legal aid and allied laws, organized by Pro Bono India in collaboration with Pro Bono Club GNLU Gandhinagar. Our today's topic of discussion will be ADR and consumer protection. ADR, Alternative Dispute Resolution, plays a vital role in consumer protection by providing a swift, cost-effective, and accessible means of resolving consumer disputes. ADR mechanisms such as mediation and arbitration empowers consumers to assert their rights and seek redressal without navigating the complexities of traditional litigation. This approach fosters a fair and equitable marketplace, promoting consumer welfare and justice. It is our pleasure to introduce our esteemed speaker, a pioneer in the field of alternative dispute resolution. As the founder of Autonomy Resolution Center, Ms. Kavita Bhatia has been instrumental in promoting conflict resolution and mediation. With a strong academic background, she has served as an assistant professor at the Faculty of Law, the MS University of Baroda, and has published research papers in UGC recognized and CARE listed journals. She is also pursuing a PhD from the same university. She is a qualified mediator, arbitrator, and researcher with certification from IMI Netherlands and APCAM. She has impaneled as a mediator at the Vadodara District Mediation Center and has been associated with the Ramakrishna Mission Vivekananda Memorial, Vadodara, for a spiritual education and conflict resolution. With her vast experience and expertise, Ma'am has been invited as a resource person and judge for several nation and international ADR competitions. She is also the Gujarat State Coordinator of EMW Magazine and the Honorary President of ADR International Club. Today, Ma'am will share her insights on today's topic, ADR and consumer protection. With this, I would like to hand over the session to Ma'am. Ma'am, please.
Thank you so much, Yuvraj and Dr. Kalpesh and Hardik sir for this opportunity. As the topic has been well introduced by Yuvraj, that are actually Hello. It is not
Yes,
moving.
yes, ma'am, you are visible.
Yeah,
You
I'm
are audible.
visible. I'm just scrolling my slide. It is not moving. ADR, the name which we elaborate, alternative dispute resolution. Dispute resolution. Why dispute resolution, and like what is the importance of this term ADR? It is alternative. Alternative what? Alternative to the litigation. As we all aware that the litigation is something we got introduced during the Britishers came in India. Before that, we used to resolve our disputes through panchayat system, and we are very much aware about the epics of Ramayana and Mahabharata, which is also talking about resolution of disputes through Krishna during the Mahabharata Yuddha, and by in Ramayana, we may consider by I just forgot Anag, who has tried to resolve the dispute between Ram and Ramayana, Ram and Ravan. Angad, thank you so much. Angad has tried, but unfortunately, both the initiative was not successful. But if we consider in today's time, like ADR plays a vital role in India, wherein like there is pendency of the cases, and it is required to resolve disputes which are actually feasible to resolve the same through amicable platforms like arbitration, conciliation, or mediation. So let me introduce, let me give a fine definition of the arbitration, ADR, first of all. If we consider the definition of ADR, it is a process by which disputes between the parties are settled or brought to an amicable result without the intervention of judicial institution and without any trial. Now, you please understand here, there are 2-3 words wherein I should give emphasis. It is something wherein it is settled. Settled in the sense here, there is no decree of the court, and there is no judgment passed by the judge. But here, the third neutral party, if I'm removing, because there's some echo. Am I audible finally with this?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Please confirm, am I audible here?
Yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Because earphone, I was not comfortable with it. So here, amicable in the sense which is suitable both the parties, which is we may consider the parties are happily receives the outcome of the process, and without intervention of judicial institution. Here I have used the word judicial institution in the sense like maybe the tribunal, maybe the courts, and then consider there are certain quasi-judicial body like consumer protection councils and all. Right. So here there is no intervention of the any judicial institution, and we may consider the resolution of the disputes through certain mechanism. Here we may consider like the applicability of this ADR mechanism. What are the disputes wherein we may apply this ADR mechanism? So here, the matters which are civil in nature, which are commercial in nature, industrial, family, etc., where people are not being able to start any type of negotiation and reach the settlements. Here, we may consider ADR applicable only where there is no essence of criminality. So except I may state here that recently the cases of dishonor of check, which actually imposes the criminal liability on the one whose check gets dishonor. So now it has been settled and been referred by the judges for mediation. So we may consider that the scope of ADR is getting widened, and the disputes which are actually not dealt with criminal, we may consider such disputes for the ADR mechanisms. Here I would like to quote legal luminaries like Nancy Atlas, Stephen Huber, and Wendy Trackett in their Alternative Dispute Resolution, the Litigator's Handbook. They have defined ADR as being anything except a bench or jury trial under the auspices of some judicial body. Anything except a bench or jury trial. In the sense, there is no formal court wherein parties needs to present themselves there to submit the statements and written statements and their plaint, etc. Right. And it is again, we may consider it is not a judicial body. Right. If we consider the neutral party, which is appointed again in almost all ADRs except certain, I will let you know, there are certain ADRs wherein institutional ADRs are there, wherein third neutral party is appointed by the judicial body. But apart from that, when it is ad hoc arbitration or ad hoc mediation or conciliation, parties are appointing the third neutral party by their choices only. So here, the ADR uses a neutral third party who helps the parties to communicate, discuss the differences, and resolve the dispute. What happens when parties are actually indulging with certain disputes? You may have observed as a student, or maybe you have attended courts wherein judges are actually it is not possible for judge to talk with the parties, and it is not possible for the parties to talk with judges directly on the issues they have actually they are suffering from, or they are discussing their vested interest in a particular matter. But here, in case of ADR mechanism, maybe the arbitration, mediation, judicial settlements, wherein the third neutral party actually helps the party to communicate. See, communication is a base for any relationship, maybe a family relationship, maybe commercial relationship, maybe industrial relationship. People requires to communicate and discuss their issues, and then only they are able to resolve their disputes. So here, this mechanism actually facilitates or maybe assists the parties to communicate their issues and discuss their differences to resolve the dispute. Here, the third neutral party is trying to cooperate, encourage parties to cooperate with each other, and it gives the parties a platform wherein they will be bringing their vested interest, right? So all in all, we may consider ADR mechanism as non-adversarial. Here I have mentioned non-adversarial in the sense here we may consider matter arbitration. So I may consider accept arbitration. I'll let you know why I have said accept arbitration. So it is non-adversarial because of the reason that here parties are cooperating with each other, and there is nothing like one of the parties defending. An adversarial system is what one party is bringing the suit and another party is defending the same. So here none of the parties defending themselves, but on the contrary, they are actually communicating and they are trying to be cooperative, so that they will be discussing their mutual interests and they are trying to resolve the same. Then we may consider it is instrumental in reducing the burden of litigation. For sure, we may consider, because we are aware many initiative taken by NALSA, wherein very frequently certain lok adalats are being conducted, and like certain initiative being taken wherein courts are conducting certain online dispute resolution by way of mediation and arbitration. So such initiative is already been taken by the NALSA, but at the same time, I may consider that such initiatives are actually trying to get reduce the burden of the litigation. So we may consider ADR mechanism actually helps to reduce the court litigations. And yes, for sure. What happens with ADR mechanism? Here, the parties are actually getting an opportunity. See, in case of litigation, parties are actually trying to get their legal rights, and courts are trying to impose the legal duties on them by way of certain legislations which are applicable. Here, what happens is, in case of ADR mechanism, parties are free to settle beyond what are their legal rights and legal duties. So, if parties are considering less than what they are entitled legally, or like if the other party is agreeing to like what the party is actually liable to exercise his or her duty. So here, the ADR mechanisms are giving flexibility to settle the dispute by the parties with the help of the neutral party, and we may consider like they are expanding the pie. Like it is something like wherein they can get the out-of-box solutions. Right. So here parties are free to share their settlement terms, and the neutral party is actually helping them to resolve the same. We may consider it is collaborative approach. Collaborative in the sense like I may forget something to get something. So I have to take back certain rights so that I can get certain rights in return. So like there is exchange of rights and duties, so that amicably they are ultimately resolving their disputes. Some statutory requirements that are there. If I actually consider the starting point of any of the ADR, so the reference is there under section 89 of CPC, order 10, rule 1A. So here, section 89 is actually talking about reference by the courts wherever there is essence of settlement. यहाँ पे somewhere I have used the word just a second. For the case, नहीं यहाँ पे नहीं है. Generally, wherever the court is actually looking at the particular dispute and consider that yes, this particular dispute is suitable for arbitration. Say for example, if the dispute is commercial in nature, wherein parties have already finalized the arbitration agreement and they have already appointed their arbitrator. So here, like wherever the issues are coming and one of the parties not actually considering the arbitration agreement and files a suit in court of law. So here the court will refer the parties to arbitration. So this is the power of the court, wherein court can direct the parties to settle their disputes through arbitration if they have decided so. Conciliation and mediation is something wherein parties are actually taking by choice. There is no force by someone, wherein like if court is actually directing parties. Say for example, there is a litigation which is going on in a court, and court considers that this particular case is fit for mediation process. Maybe the sentiments are involved, maybe the emotions are concerned. So here, such cases been referred by the court under Section 9 of the Act for the mediation. Then judicial settlement and Lok Adalat is something like by way of judicial settlement. Here, we may consider the Legal Service Authorities Act. So wherever any of the any of the case is considered for judicial settlement, it is to be considered as the process of Lok Adalat under the Legal Services Authorities Act. So you may consider and Lok Adalat wherein the third neutral party as a judicial officer exercising the mechanism called as conciliation. So you please note down, like in case of Lok Adalat, the third neutral party is actually exercising the role of a conciliator, and the final award is being passed by the conciliator whenever the Lok Adalat actually been referred, like when the cases have been referred to the Lok Adalat. There are certain Lok Adalats wherein parties are participating willingly. There are certain Lok Adalats wherein parties are actually bound to consider because someone, a particular, say for example, the electricity board has applied for certain settlement of disputes, and certain notices is been generated, and the parties are participating. But then these all are not mandatory. For conciliation, mediation, and Lok Adalat, parties are participating, but then it is up to the parties to settle or not. But arbitration is the only process wherein if they have chosen arbitration, they have to abide by the same, and they can't withdraw the same unless the arbitration agreement is considered as nullified or may be considered as a null and void according to the Arbitration and Conciliation Act 1996. Fine. So here I talked about Section 89. As I said, Section 89 is emphasizing about reference of the disputes for the ADR. This is the case wherein this particular validity of the Section 89, that is constitutional validity, was challenged. But Salem Advocate Bar Association versus Union of India, the constitutional validity of the Section 89 was upheld, and the criticism was muted as Section 89 CPC was a recent insertion at that time in the CPC, and it was opined that a section had not been very effective as its modality were yet to be determined. A committee was set up to draft model rules, and the Apex Court recommended the adoption of these rules by various high courts so as to give effect to Section 89 2D CPC. जो हमने डिस्कस किया ना, जो प्रोविजंस में डिस्कस किया, आर्बिट्रेशन, कंसिलिएशन, जुडिशियल सेटलमेंट, लोक अदालत, एंड लास्टली मीडिएशन. So in the light of this recommendation, the referral judges is not required to formulate the terms of the settlement. You please understand, whenever court is considering any of the matter for Section 89, the referral judge is not required to formulate the terms of the settlement. In a sense, the referral judge is only referring a said dispute, maybe for arbitration, maybe for judicial settlement, maybe for mediation, maybe for conciliation. So here there was this was the challenge ki whether a referral judge is actually required to settle the because if they are formulating the settlement, then what is the role of the third neutral party, which is going to be appointed subsequently after the reference? Okay, so this was dealt with this particular case. The efficiency of the section 89 was considered. Then in the year of 2010, Supreme Court of India in Afcons Infrastructure Limited and another versus Karian Varke Construction Company Private Limited, certain disputes is been enlisted. That means ki except this dispute, any matter is suitable for ADR. So I will be sharing with the your mentors. They will be sharing the full-fledged case wherein you may identify certain certain cases which are actually not feasible for ADR. But then apart from the list there in this case are actually very much like suitable for ADR. That was the landmark case I need to tell you so that you may understand this two landmark judgment on this topic what we are discussing, that is ADR. Fine. So as I have introduced four ADRs, what were there? First, arbitration, right? Then we have talked about like conciliation, then judicial settlement and lok adalat simultaneously दिया है एक्ट में, and then last fourth दिया है mediation. ठीक है, so that we will be discussing all four of them one by one. May I have like any questions wherein you need some clarity at this point? Any questions at this point?
Yes, ma'am. One question. Good morning, ma'am.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, there is one doubt in the case of arbitration. Even though we have an arbitral clause in the agreement, and Supreme Court had said that unilateral appointment of arbitrator is bad in law in the case of Perkins Eastman versus HSCC India Limited. Then if both the parties have agreed at the time of execution of the agreement that arbitration is acceptable to both of them, but in view of this the case, Perkins Eastman case, and if the one party is leaving the case to the arbitrator, then is it possible, is it will it continue, or we will not be able to refer to arbitration?
See, for a validity of any of the arbitration, I always say that the very starting point of any of the arbitration is arbitration agreement, which is and then arbitration agreement must be valid according to section 7 of the act. And as you said, unilateral appointment of the arbitrator. So here it is when we talk about agreement, the agreement itself is talking about the consent of both the parties for submission of the issues consent. So here it is not only that key parties have consensus for submitting their disputes if they have precisely mentioned in their arbitration agreement that not all disputes but certain disputes. So whenever parties have submitted the disputes directive, I will be taking your questions, Mohammed. Let me finish this one. So here arbitration agreement is all in all for both the parties, and unilateral appointment is actually considered as null and void because it is not according to section 7 of the Arbitration and Conciliation Act 1996. The appointment must be with the consensus of both the parties, without which you can't consider the arbitration arbitration at any point of time. Please take this I hope you are clear with this, because unless both the parties are not giving their consensus, arbitrator cannot be appointed, and if it has been challenged under section 34 of the act, right? 36 of the act. So the same may be set aside under section 34, right? Yes. the application for the setting aside under section 34. Understood?
Yes, ma'am. That means even if we incorporate arbitral clause in the agreement, we'll not be able to proceed with the unilateral decision for appointing a sole arbitrator. Both the parties need to agree to that.
Section
But
11 is talking about appointment of the arbitrator, wherein arbitrator is been appointed in all cases. Maybe parties are appointing, maybe when parties are unable to appoint the arbitrator, they may request to the court. They may request any private institutions like those who are catering services for the arbitration. But in all cases, the appointment of the arbitrator is to be done with the consensus of both the parties. Please understand. So, sometimes, like there are mandatory arbitrations, wherein, say for example, railway authorities, or maybe certain authorities, those who are actually considering that any disputes to be referred to the arbitration. That means what? The arbitration process is considered for certain disputes. So now you can't file suit against railway authority when they have declared that all disputes to be submitted to the arbitration. And here there are possibilities, because it is an authority and the appointment of the arbitrator would be considered as a neutral party and no biases would be, so that we may consider there the arbitrator appointed unilaterally by the authority, but certain this type of arbitration is considered as a mandatory arbitration. You don't have a choice, but you have to agree when you are dealing with certain authorities. Please understand. Fine. So these are when it is openly declared, if you are dealing with a particular authority or institution, you have to in case of any disputes, you have to resolve the same through arbitration. So here it is mandatory arbitration. You have to abide by such rules, then only you deal with those institutions or authorities. Understood? So this is actually, we are discussing only arbitration. I have to cover all four of them. If some requests are there, we may have some program on arbitration exclusively, wherein we may consider, because section 7 and 11 is very, very lengthy. I can't explain you right there in this session. And may I someone to read the question posted in the chat box?
Sure, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. What is the question?
Ma'am, a question from Mohammad Faisal Nawaz. In between litigation, can we go for ADR, like in service matter, etc., or only after directive from court, or mutually ADR? Can it be possible?
See, very good question. Like here, ADR is something like alternative dispute resolution. It is a mechanism. Fine. So as the question was there about appointment of the unilateral arbitrator. So here, like beforehand, like say for example, when parties have decided that they will be resolving their present and past or maybe current disputes by way of arbitration. That means what? They have decided to not to consider litigation for resolution of their disputes, and they are considering arbitration for resolution of the dispute. So here, what will happen? This is something like we may consider there will be no litigation. So here, this is the first case wherein we may consider arbitration can be prior to the litigation, wherein but there may be a scenario wherein even after parties have arbitration agreement, one of the party is not considering the same, and filing a litigation against the other party. Here there is intervention of the court. Like there is a section wherein section I have to actually you guys are posing questions. Yes, section 8 is there. Section 8 is there wherein court has power to refer the parties for arbitration wherever there is arbitration clause. In the sense what ki, if you have arbitration clause in your business agreement or you have mutually decided, so now you can't file suit, and even if one of the parties is filing suit against the other party, court again will direct that party go and arbitrate. So this is something we may consider ki post litigation. If there is arbitration agreement, they have to abide by the arbitration agreement. So please understand. And for mediation and conciliation, section 89 is very much there. प्री लिटिगेशन वाला जो है, क्योंकि प्राइवेट मीडिएशन अभी शुरू नहीं हुआ है, लाइक देर आर सर्टन स्टेट्स वेयर private mediations are happening, but then we are waiting for the like notification of all the sections of Mediation Act 2023, so that private mediation would be considered, and before litigation party can appoint their mediators and they can resolve their matters disputes to mediation. So here like there are ADRs which is court annexed or court referred, and there are ADRs which are ad hoc one, कि जो कोर्ट से नहीं होते उसको हम ad hoc ADRs बोलते हैं, और जो कोर्ट के थ्रू होते हैं उसको हम कोर्ट एनेक्स्ड और कोर्ट रेफर्ड ADRs बोलते हैं, जैसे कोर्ट एनेक्स्ड मीडिएशन, कोर्ट एनेक्स्ड arbitration, कि कोर्ट के थ्रू चलते हैं. कोर्ट विल इंटरवेन because parties have not considered the arbitration agreement, so that now the other party is compelled to get remedy from the court. I hope I made the point, because it is not possible. These are very detailed topic wherein exclusive sessions could have planned. So it will be injustice to the other like students, those who are attending exclusively for this, to clear out concepts of ADR as of now. So I may stop here. You may approach me later on for further clarity. So as I was discussing the various mechanisms of ADR, wherein the very first is arbitration. We have discussed many of it, but since I have begun with this slide, arbitration is wherein third neutral party as an arbitrator is been appointed. The choices of the parties are choosing their arbitrator. If they are unable to choose their arbitrator, they take help of certain institution, including the courts. The arbitration agreement is the starting point of any of the arbitration. The arbitration agreement should be according to section 7 of the Act. Fine. And the award passed by the arbitral tribunal is called, the final resolution being passed by the arbitral tribunal is called as award. है ना? Award is being passed by arbitral tribunal. अगर आर्बिट्रेटर एक है तो भी आर्बिट्रल ट्रिब्यूनल बोलते हैं, एंड इफ देर आर मोर देन वन आर्बिट्रेटर, here the even number arbitrator is not allowed according to the Act. You have to appoint arbitrator like in odd number, like 1, 3, 5, like that. So here the arbitrator can be appointed, and the award made by the arbitral tribunal is not been set aside if the provisions of section 34 is not complied with. So there are limitations. Not all awards are entitled to set aside. You have to consider the section 34. Then only you may set aside a particular award. Then yes, it is less formal than a trial, and rules of evidence are often relaxed. The arbitrators are not compelled to refer CPC and Evidence Act strictly. I always say that it is a tailored procedure. Tailored procedure in the sense a tailor out of a particular cloth can make a shirt or a pant. In the sense, the arbitrator would pick up certain provisions from CPC, certain provisions from the Evidence Act, and whatever is suitable would apply and will pass an award. But again, in all cases, the party's consent is required. Arbitrator cannot decide the procedure. If parties are actually allowing arbitrator to decide on the procedural matter, then only. Otherwise, arbitrator is not strictly abide by the procedural law like CPC and Evidence Act. Fine. Yes, as I said, for mediation and conciliation, party can withdraw their participation in the procedure. But here, in case of arbitration, once they have decided and they have arbitration agreement in their hand, they can't revoke the same. They have to resolve their disputes through arbitration. So this is a beautiful provisions of the act, wherein like we may consider ki parties would not waste their time. And parties have chosen, they have to continue with the same. Yes, court's intervention whenever parties are requiring the same, they may take help of the court. Say for example, for taking evidences, they may appoint certain experts. So like that, provisions are very much there in Arbitration Act. There is a provision wherein arbitrator should give equal opportunity to both the parties. Arbitrator should be exercise the impartiality, right? We may consider like non-bias attitude of the arbitrator. So these all are there, very much there in Arbitration Act. We will discuss if sometimes we have a session on it. Fine. So here there is we may consider little intervention, but then permitted by the parties. And the recent amendment of 2015 and 2021, which made arbitration provisions very strengthened than before. Before amendment of 2015 and 2021, there was scope wherein there was major intervention of the courts, but now it is curtailed with the latest amendments in the Arbitration Conciliation Act 1996. Yes, we have already talked about the voluntary and mandatory. Voluntary is ad hoc arbitration, like randomly, say for example, X and Y को dispute है, X and Y can appoint Z as their arbitrator. Arbitrator can pass the award. They may get the award as a decree of the court under the civil court, and accordingly they may consider finality of the arbitral award. एंड मैंडेटरी आर्बिट्रेशन के बारे में मैंने आपको ऑलरेडी डिस्कस कर लिया, ठीक है. द डिसीजन दैट रिजल्ट्स फ्रॉम द प्रोसीडिंग इज नोन एज आर्बिट्रल अवॉर्ड. फाइन. नाउ नेक्स्ट इज कंसिलिएशन. Conciliation is again, it is less technical than arbitration and less informal than arbitration. We may consider there is very less technicality in comparison to arbitration, because part 3 is like hardly 10 to 12 sections and very sweet provisions, like wherein parties are appointing their conciliator, like consensus should be there. If they are unable to get consensus, they may apply to the institution or the court or a person to appoint their conciliator. So like that provisions are there. Here conciliator has some power in comparison to the mediator. Like here conciliator is allowed to recommend certain terms of resolution. Like here conciliator is actually presenting their viewpoints ki this dispute can be settled this way, then they exchange their recommendations with the parties. Parties can update the same and again can give for the reviews of the conciliator. Again, conciliator would finalize with all updates given by the party. So like that, it is again a collaborative approach by the parties with the help of the conciliator. So here, the technical word for the conciliation is conciliator is assisting parties. And there is assistance which is provided by the third neutral party as a conciliator. And conciliator tries to resolve their disputes, which is considered as amicable solutions. And yes, section 30 is there, wherein like the conciliation settlement, which is drawn by the conciliator. Now they can convert their conciliation settlement agreement as a arbitral award. Fine. So here you please understand, I already told you that arbitral award is can be executed as a decree of the court under CPC, and similarly like जैसे मैंने बताया, in case of conciliation, first they will be having conciliation agreement. They will have if conciliator is succeeded, they formulate the terms of the settlement. Settlement agreement would be considered now as arbitral award under section 30 of the act. So it is you may consider कि yes, people can have faith in the process, because ultimately all ADRs are the finality, final decree of the court can be considered with the help of the provisions of the act. In case of conciliation, section 30. In case of arbitration, I just forgot the section. Maybe अभी मुझे याद नहीं आ रहा है. Enforcement. Yes, section 36. I just forgot the section. I'll let you know. You may refer the part 1, wherein there is a section कि arbitral award is equivalent to the decree of the court. Arbitral award is section 31. Section 31, form and contents of the arbitral award. So the form you may consider, you can apply to the court that this is the arbitral award. Now we want to execute the arbitral award as a decree of the court. Fine. And then I said the conciliation agreement under section 30 of the act can be considered as a arbitral award. So you may consider the binding force of that particular settlement. Any questions here? You may have a doubt here, but I have clarified my level best. Any questions here? Fine. So I'm moving ahead. The third process is judicial settlement. Judicial settlement means final settlement by way of compromise entered into before a suitable institution or a person to which the court has referred the dispute. जैसे मैंने बताया अभी कि like court is referring the matters under section 89. So now here the judicial settlement is also process wherein like it is not arbitration, it is not conciliation, but then somewhere like judicial officers appointed by the court, and we may consider such judicial settlement by way of Lok Adalats, which is the provision of Legal Service Authorities Act 1987. So you like if somebody would ask like what is the process of judicial settlement, so you may consider that the similar process which is mentioned therein in case of Lok Adalat under the Legal Services Authorities Act 1987, wherein I said in case of Lok Adalat the third neutral party judicial officer which is appointed will facilitate with the negotiation techniques. See, negotiation is a form of ADR which is not mentioned anywhere in the law books, but then a negotiation is one of the ADR, but then negotiation is also a technique. Negotiation as a technique can be applied in arbitration, it can be applied in mediation, it can be applied in during Lok Adalat. So here the judicial officer appointed by the court would try to negotiate on the terms and help the parties to get their the outcome of the entire process of the Lok Adalat, right, which is acceptable by both the parties, which is amicably resolved. We may consider both the parties have participated willingly, right? The final order passed by the Lok Adalat is called as award again. Arbitration में award pass होता है, लोक अदालत में award pass होता है, conciliation and mediation में settlement होता है, right? And then this is very important to keep in mind. Award passed by Lok Adalat is not appealable in court of law. In case of arbitration, arbitral award can be set aside on certain grounds, not all grounds, right? In case of mediation and conciliation, party can withdraw from the process, and then I'm coming to the mediation part. I will be discussing next to this. The last fourth one, that mechanism, which is actually you may have noticed like since pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic, mediation is been considered as very feasible, and like many institutions have started to resolve the disputes on the online platforms. You may consider certain Lok Adalats been conducted online during COVID, and after COVID also certain Lok Adalats happened online. So like mediation is, and one more thing, the Bar Council of India has recommended to teach mediation as full-fledged subject, because many litigants many parties have faced justice was denied because of closure of the courts and all. So mediation is given important after the COVID-19 pandemic, and then we are ready with the law passed by the legislature, that is Mediation Act 2023, but yet we there are certain provisions which are important to consider mediation in spirit for practicing. So after notifying of those sections, we may consider mediation wherein ad hoc mediation would be possible. Mediation is a process, again the third neutral party called as a mediator. You may have a doubt like what is the major difference between mediation and conciliation. The only difference between mediation and conciliation is that in case of mediation, mediator is not actually assisting the parties to get the settled agreement, but then mediator is actually facilitating in the sense what, like maybe parties are not in a talkative relationship, they are actually in a bitter relationship. So the role of the mediator is to bring the parties on a platform where they are able to communicate easily. Maybe in the first sitting of the mediation process, they are not okay with each other, but then mediator with all their skills and the questioning skill, then paraphrasing and rephrasing of the statements said by the parties, mediators are trying to facilitate the entire communication through which parties are themselves getting the solution to the problem. Intersense, the role of the mediator is what? To shift the parties from problem to the solution, like from the position to the interest. Like we may consider, जैसे मैंने बताया कि this process is not that rigid, and there is no actually certain procedure as of now. Mediation Act में procedure है, but then because of the reason that Mediation Act is not notified yet, you may have a question that how we are considering the mediation process. So let me tell you, all mediations that are happening as of now, it is majorly certain are court annexed mediations, wherein courts are referring the matters to the mediation centers, and mediators are being appointed by the court itself. And somewhere, like when it is ad hoc mediation, so wherein we may consider parties are first signing the conciliation agreement according to part 3 of the Arbitration and Conciliation Act. तो पहले वो conciliation agreement sign करते हैं, then they are trying mediation first. If mediation fails, they switch to the conciliation, wherein third neutral party will intervene with the terms of the dispute. There is role of the conciliator to offer the terms and conditions. It is parties to accept or not, but then at least conciliator can assist the parties. But in case of mediation, mediator cannot offer anything to the parties. It is just pushing towards the settlement with the help of addressing their vested interest. Like, how you consider this, and like how can you help this process to get the best for both of you, like that. ठीक है. So here the outcome is in the hand of the parties in both the case. In case of conciliation and in case of mediation, the outcome is in the hands of the party. The process is being controlled by the mediator, and in case of conciliation, the process is controlled by the conciliator. But the final outcome is in the hands of the parties and parties only. Fine. Any questions here to clarify difference between mediation and conciliation? Okay, no questions? All are there on the other side?
Participant, any question, query from your side? You can ask.
Because like it is pin drop silence, it is difficult to get to know what is happening there.
Yeah. So again, there are
questions.
some question like.
Fine enough, sir. If they have understood, I tried. Maybe they have understood in a best manner, or maybe they haven't understood. So there are two possibilities.
Sure. A question like arbitral award can be challenged. Res judicata is applicable to ADR.
Res judicata, actually, when I have shown the slide for arbitration, wherein like the issues which are submitted, so it is for it is pertaining to arbitration or ADR. Can I have the question once again?
Is res judicata is applicable to ADR?
ADR, okay. So they are talking about all ADRs. So you please understand, here, alternative dispute resolution is like facilitated with the all mechanisms, जैसे arbitration or conciliation के लिए the act is there. So yes, something which is like already submitted as a dispute, like you can't bring this same issues again and again. So it is applicable, but at the same time, like ADRs are unique in nature. ADRs are unique in nature, wherein they have their own procedures. Say for example, for arbitration, Arbitration Conciliation Act is more than sufficient, wherein parties have all answers to their questions, like what to do with the procedure. By when will the mediation council? Yeah, I do not know like mediation councils. अभी तो अगर मैं बताऊं तो the Arbitration Act 2021 में बताया था कि arbitral councils of India would be established. So since except the panel arbitrators on Supreme Court and the High Courts are considered as the arbitrators, so like certain things are taking time. So I can't tell you like what will be the timeline, but then hoping soon like to establish the mediation councils very soon. Any other एक question था, I just overlooked. Yes, between Arbitration Conciliation Act 1996 and CPC, which will prevail? एक मिनट. Questions मुझे ये कहाँ दिखेंगे मुझे messages?
In chat box, chat.
हाँ पर ये थोड़ा कोई रीड कर देगा मुझे क्वेश्चन?
Between Arbitration and Conciliation Act and CPC, which will prevail?
It is like arbitration conciliation itself is a procedural law. As I said, like whenever there will be like as I said, arbitration is tailored mechanism. So first of all, arbitral tribunal is not bound by CPC, number one. Number two, in case parties are actually considering certain provisions of CPC or Evidence Act, like maybe for taking evidences or maybe serving the summons and etc., maybe for certain interim reliefs by the court. है ना? तो like say for example, is a provision under Arbitration Act to get interim relief from the court, Section 9. So when Section 9 is actually by the one of the party, so then court will follow CPC. But when interim measures are being asked by the party under Section 17 from the Arbitral Tribunal, Arbitration Act would prevail. So here you need to understand, जैसे CPC में interim injunction होता है, वैसे आर्बिट्रेशन में इंटरिम मेजर्स होती हैं. सेक्शन 9 जो है, पार्टीज कैन फाइल फॉर इंटरिम मेजर्स फ्रॉम द कोर्ट. सेक्शन 17 जो है, इंटरिम मेजर्स फ्रॉम द आर्बिट्रल ट्रिब्यूनल. बट देन you have to understand, arbitral section 9 would not be considered, court will not entertain any of the application made by the party unless they have tried before the arbitral tribunal. अभी मैं एग्जांपल देती हूँ. से फॉर एग्जांपल की सब्जेक्ट मैटर ऑफ द डिस्प्यूट जो है एक प्रॉपर्टी है जिसकी सैंपल्स को प्रिजर्व करने की जरूरत है, और वो सैंपल्स को प्रिजर्व करने के लिए इंटरिम रिलीफ चाहिए. So it is the act is very precisely said that first parties have to approach the arbitral tribunal to get interim relief to preserve certain samples and take custody of it. Fine. So here the application under Section 9 would be entertained by the court only and only when the parties have already tried such remedy before the arbitral tribunal under Section 17 and parties were not satisfied with the same, and then court will intervene. So here like which will prevail, the question is not appropriate, but then you please understand, there is nothing like separately will going to be prevail, but then it is side by side whenever the parties are taking help of the court, है ना, कि जहाँ पे जब parties को चाहिए कि मुझे court से assistance चाहिए, है ना, तो then and then parties are actually filing an application to the court, and accordingly court will intervene. I hope you understood. There is major discussion we can have on section 9 and 17, but I have limited time, so I can't bring the same discussion over here. Okay, understood. Thank you so much that you understood. ये मेरा ना बदल गया है, व्यू बदल गया है, इसको मैं कैसे ठीक करूं? साइड पे चला गया है.
You can minimize from. Sorry.
हाँ, वो मैंने कर दिया था.
I think it's showing 100%, so you can.
आपको तो दिख रहा है? अच्छा, आपको
Yes,
विंडो
yes.
दिख रहा है? ठीक है. तो हम मीडिएशन वी हैव डिस्कस्ड, बस लास्ट 1-2 स्लाइड ही है, मैं ज्यादा बॉदर नहीं करूंगी, बच्चे थक गए होंगे, आई अंडरस्टैंड. when sending court annex mediation notice on commercial, ये तो गायब हो जाता है. आई एम सो सॉरी, आई एम नॉट acquainted with this. एक्चुअली पैंडेमिक में बहुत यूज की, पर अभी हाँ चाहिए रहा चैट मिल गया. Yes. When sending court annexed mediation notice on commercial dispute, many defendant party do not attain even sufficient notice from authority. Then mediation center issues non-starter report. So looks one side only. For applicant, it is mandatory for defendant. See, like commercial courts again, like Commercial Court Act 2015, wherein there is compulsorily they have to exhaust with the remedy from the mediation, and then if they are unable to get the remedy, they can file petition in commercial court. So like अभी मेरे पास एक मैटर है, कमर्शियल कोर्ट का ही मीडिएशन चल रहा है. अभी क्या हो रहा है, like 2 sitting हो गया मेरा. Like in first sitting, they were not happy with each other, and they were like, ma'am, this is not going to happen. In second sitting, like parties were okay, and then they said, yes, we will be doing and we will be settling the same. Now the third sitting is not happening since last 2-3 weeks. And like I'm getting a message that the respondent party have not turned up, and the advocates are taking dates. So here I should tell you that the major role played by the advocates. Advocates are not actually helping to get the matters settled in case of when the mediations are referred by the court. Many of my mediation sessions, like apparently seems ki they will be resolving the same after 2-3 sittings. Like they are not one of the party that in most of the cases the respondent party is not turning up, and the advocates are actually, I don't know what is happening with this advocates community. I'm so sorry to say, being an advocate, but somewhere some awareness is required due to, and like more sessions should be happen on mediation advocacy and ADR advocacy, wherein like how to behave as an advocate when you are advocate in case of conciliation, mediation and arbitration. So the problem is with that. I hope Amitabh, I have answered your question. Problems are being faced by the mediation center as well, with the attitude of the advocates, and somewhere parties are also not interested to like settle, and they want to submit their dispute to court only. तो वैसा भी होता है. तो this is something like not certain. The attitudes are not certain on the part of parties and the advocates, unfortunately. Fine. I hope I answered, Mita. फाइन, अभी ये है ना, आई एम सो सॉरी, मेरा ना पूरा साइट पे चला गया है और मैं स्क्रॉल नहीं कर पा रही हूँ। मैं स्टॉप शेयरिंग करके फिर से करती हूँ। अच्छा, फिर से भी वैसे ही आ रहा है। सॉरी, क्या कर सकते हैं इसको। मैं शेयर करती हूँ ना, तो मेरा विंडो साइड पे चला जा रहा है और मैं नीचे स्क्रॉल नहीं कर पा रही हूँ। बस अभी 1-2 स्लाइड ही है। मैं इसको छोटा करूँ तो ये विंडो को ऐसे खींच के इस तरफ लाने का नहीं हो रहा है, सॉरी। आप लोग को दिख रहा है ना विंडो? आपको तो बड़ी दिख रही है ना?
Yes, 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 yes.
हाँ, ठीक है, तो मेरे लिए ये विंडो ओके है। नाउ वी आर प्रोसीडिंग विद द इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ एडीआर एंड लाइक एडवांटेजेस एंड डिसएडवांटेजेस बाकी है। लाइक एज वी हैव मेजरली डिस्कस्ड लाइक व्हाट आर advantages, and we may consider it is suitable for pendency of the cases, right? The ADR mechanism helps in reducing the burden of the courts. ADR is also founded on the constitutional principle of fundamental rights. You may not be aware, but then sustainable development goal, which was set in 2005, and one of the sustainable goal number 16. Sustainable goal number 16 is talking about justice for all. How we get justice for all? With the help of ADR only, because see, the infrastructure wise, the number of judges, we are short of it, and we have to get help of these all ADRs, so then we can get rid of this pendency, right? ADR has motive to provide social, economic, and political justice and maintain integrity in society. Like the current Mediation Act 2023 is with the provision of community mediation, wherein like say for example कि एक सोसाइटी है, सोसाइटी में कोई एक प्रॉब्लम है, तो सोसाइटी का जो प्रॉब्लम है, the member of the society can appoint one mediator, and that mediator can resolve their dispute, and the settlement can be drawn, and such settlement can be finalized at the decree of the court likewise. So such beautiful provisions are there. There is a mention of online dispute resolution in the Mediation Act 2023. So like that, initiatives are being taken up, and ADR is actually considered to achieve the goals of narrated in preamble as well as directive principles of state policy. This is repeating like Lok Adalats have successfully disposed of like many cases in last 3 years. It is we all aware about it. Coming to the disadvantage of the ADR, not all disputes are like feasible for ADR. Sometimes if we consider mediation and conciliation, as I said, mediation and conciliation, it is voluntary process. Mediation and conciliation is voluntary process wherein parties are participating by their choices and they are withdrawing by their choices. मतलब नहीं करना तो नहीं करना, तो you can't compel them. And then we may consider कि there is waste of time, like certain parties, those who are actually not interested in resolving, they are just killing their time by participating in mediation, because mediation में कुछ like 60 days है, तो like till 90 days है, but then I don't know mediation center में मुझे 60 days बोलते हैं, मुझे इस पे clarity चाहिए होगा, but then actually 90 days तक मीडिएशन का फाइल रहता है मीडिएशन सेंटर में। तो आफ्टर अगर 90 days में कुछ नहीं हुआ तो आई हैव टू सेंड बैक द फाइल stating that resolution not happened or not possible. That's it. I can't give any remark to any of the party that one of this party is not cooperating, that party is not cooperating, nothing like, just a remark, settlement not possible. So somewhere we can't compel parties to negotiate. Yes, arbitration is there, then does not produce legal precedents. Just like in litigation, we follow precedents as a like we may consider that as a law, judicial precedents. Here there is you can't refer any of the. Yeah, actually another 60 days, but then like in the very beginning मुझे वो 60 days बोल रहे, उसके लिए मुझे clarity चाहिए. वो extension का पहले 90 days I know, but then जब पहले file मुझे आता है तभी मुझे बोलते हैं कि like 60 days. तो I know 90 days are available, but then I have to reconfirm with the center ki why they are considering 60 days. Fine. Yeah, extension is there for 60 days. That is fine. I'm talking about the initial time period. Okay. Attended more than 100 mediations. Thank you so much. May I know about you, sir? Hello. Can you put on your mic, sir? Amitabh Doshi, Chennai.
Yes, Amitabh, do you have any question? You can unmute and ask. Because there's a... Yeah, Amitabh. You can unmute yourself. And some question maybe you can ask tomorrow also, because tomorrow
Okay.
we have also session. Yes, Amitabh, over to you.
Fine. You can share his number. I don't know what is the status. He is a student or because 100 mediation. Okay, unable to.
So, Amitabh, you can ask, interact tomorrow if you wish.
Fine,
Yes,
fine.
any other question,
Yeah.
participants?
Yeah, 90 days are there, but then like in the very as I said, I'm facing a problem ki like they are considering 60 days, so I need to clarify what is happening there. I'm saying so. Fine. Then your case might not be good fit because all cases are not the same. I have discussed the case wherein not every case is fit for the ADR. Then the rights of the parties may not be protected by alternative dispute resolution. As I said, parties are free to negotiate. They can forgo their legal rights. They can compromise on their legal rights. So they may have they are free to settle what they are considering. Fine. So here, in case of ADR, there may not be parties are may not be taking their rights legally. Fine. Then exclusion of relevant parties, we can final agreement. Sometimes in recent, I'm facing one difficulty. One land matter when in like third party has purchased the land and then civil matter mein unka there is a case wherein civil litigation is going on with all three parties. But then when it comes to related matters for negotiable instrument, when dishonor of check, there are only two parties. So they are not settling the dispute because of the reason that there is third party involved. So I have recommended the mediation center, like you bring all three files, or all three negotiable instrument wala matter and the civil case, then only this particular matter would be able to settle. So like that, there is a difficulty wherein third party involvement is there. So it is difficult for the institution to get all the matter at the one in the one session or with the one mediator. So there are certain difficulties, technical difficulties. And then confidentiality part, confidentiality issues, like though certain provisions are there in case of Arbitration Act, schedule is there ki arbitrator needs to declare certain relationship, but then how far arbitrators are declaring their non-biasness and impartiality, and maybe they're exercising the confidentiality or not. So there are difficulties for the same, especially in case of ODRs. And there is no guaranteed resolution. Yes, they are trying by way of judicial settlement in case of Lok Adalat, conciliation, mediation, and arbitration. As I haven't mentioned here, arbitrations are very costly at this point of time. It is not affordable by laymen. So these are technical things. We are waiting for the execution of the part 1A pertaining to the institution of the establishment of arbitral councils. So like that, issues are there. We are waiting for the fully notified Mediation Act. So such so as soon as we are getting these all in hand, we will be getting the like ADR strengthened for sure. I would like to end with this quote. The court of this country should not be places where the resolution of dispute begins. They should be the places where the disputes end after alternative methods of resolving disputes have been considered and tried. So this is on the same spirit of the Commercial Courts Act, wherein you may consider you have to exhaust your disputes with the ADRs. When you are unable to resolve the same, then you come to the court. Then the only key is communication, like how to avoid any disputes with the effective communication. Effective communication helps a party to protect like the relationships, align your goals, helps to foster mutual understanding, identify the fear of losses, and can offer the choices. I have made an equation. Communication is equal to opportunities. Like when you are communication in an effective manner, your approach should be positive, and you are actually wanted to restore your relationship. So such communication actually helps to resolve the disputes. And finally, we can come from this stage to this stage. Like instead of dispute, like we can resolve with any of the suitable ADRs, as we have discussed. Questions I have taken in between, but still, if there are any, I'm happy to take it. Unfortunately, but then I वो unmute नहीं कर पाए, but I hope he got my point. I have wrote Financial Ministry of Law, Supreme Court. Can you unmute, please? Or you can have my number. You can contact me afterwards. क्या लिखा है आपने? Just a second. I have wrote Finance Ministry, Ministry of Law, Supreme Court Judge, MCPC Chairman to promote mediation, make law little stricter to attend mediation once received notice, particularly commercial dispute.
Yes, Amitabh, you can Amitabh, you can unmute.
Happy
please.
to know this. You may share your number. I will note it down. I am not that acquainted how to यहाँ पे. Yeah, right. 94.
Amitabh, I have sent you request.
Yeah,
unmute.
15. I have written. This is Kavita. Okay. Fine. Similarly, you may write. Fine. ठीक है. Thank you so much, Amitabh. Like I understand कि you are effectively working with this ADR, especially mediation process, and I'm happy to know that you have taken certain even I'm trying to get best for the students, wherein the trainings are not available. The private institutions are charging very heavy fees, and considering mediation and arbitration learnings very costly for the students. So repeatedly I'm trying to approach DLSA secretary sir ki sir, we can have certain training programs wherein certain eminent speakers can be invited from the High Court and Supreme Court. Mediators can be invited for the training to train students. So such initiatives I am also taking, and hopefully we will take this further. Thank you so much, Kalpesh sir, for this initiative, so that we are able to interact such issues.
Okay. Yes, thank you very
Thank you,
much,
ma'am.
madam. Yeah, Yuvraj, over to you.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing your valuable insights on alternative dispute resolution and consumer protection. Your expertise and passion for the subject have enlightened us and provided valuable takeaways. We appreciate the time and the effort you took to prepare and deliver this engaging session. Your contribution to the field of ADR and consumer protection are truly commendable. Thank you to our participants for your active engagement and thought-provoking questions. Your participation has enriched our discussion and made this session a success. Finally, thank you to our organizer, Kalpesh sir, for ensuring a seamless and a smooth online session. With gratitude and appreciation, we conclude today's session. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, all of you,
Thank you.
and I wish you all the best for the further learning through this legal aid program.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Yuvraj, and thank you, participant, for joining, and see you tomorrow.
Thank you.